Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Russ McClelland from Alberta One Call, or Click Before You Dig. So Ross, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Obviously an extremely important service for anybody thinking of doing a renovation, not a renovation, I mean like an excavation outdoors or things like that. A lot of different considerations involved in that.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Yeah, for sure.
Tell me a little bit about what Alberta One Call is.
Well, we are a nonprofit corporation. We've been around since 1979. Our roots go back that far. We actually processed our first bunch of tickets, I should say. They're registration tickets, in 1984 in October. So in our very first year, we had a full year, we had over 200,000 tickets, and that was just 16 members. So
really?
Yes, very big accomplishment.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we have over 850 members, so we cover all the province.
How many tickets do you guys do now?
Well over a million.
Really? And that's all across Alberta?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so what exactly do you do when something happens? You guys are needed, what do you do?
Okay, well, the membership has provided their information of where all their infrastructure is. So they give that to us, we overlay it with a map, and then when somebody gives us a call, a ground disturber gives us a call, then we will overlay a map on that and we'll plot it onto the computer. And anyone who has any infrastructure below that, that layer in that excavation area, they'll be notified by us. We'll assign a ticket number to it, a reference number, and that reference number will go with that excavation throughout the project. And then we will notify the owners of the facilities that have facilities in that excavation site.
Who actually does the locating of the lines?
Well, in larger centers like Calgary and Edmonton, facility owners have hired a locate company to do it. Okay. It's really a big time saver because instead of someone who has to meet a locator, they're meeting someone 5 times for all the various utilities. They just have to meet once. So it's a real time saver. The utility locator will go out there, locate all the facilities that are in that excavation site. They'll color code all the different utilities. For example, water will be blue and electricity will be red and gas yellow, etc. So they all have their designated colors, and they'll mark it with water-soluble paint or some flags or what we call straws or whiskers. Yeah.
I want to take this back and put it into context a little bit to make sure that everyone understands exactly what's happening here. So, so if you're gonna, we had an issue. We moved into our house in Maple Ridge, and we're extending our fence out. And I didn't realize how deep fence posts go. But I mean, these things were like a meter and a half in the ground, maybe more in some cases, and you could potentially hit a gas line that's running in underneath there. Or there is, we talked about there's gas lines, coaxial cable lines,
yes.
There's telecommunication lines, there's electrical lines that can kill you, gas can kill you as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Sewer lines, water lines, there's spaghetti of lines going underneath your property, country residential properties, everywhere. Just the ground is stuffed full of infrastructure. And so your members are the owners of the sewer lines and things like that, correct?
That's correct, yes.
And then so they would pay you because they say, hey, if someone actually hits one of these, it's a big pain in the butt.
Oh, it absolutely is, you know, and this is what we really want to do, is avoid this situation to begin with. So that's why it's so important to have the utilities located before you go and do any kind of excavation there. I mean, even as something as simple as planting a tree, you should really get locates to know. You don't want to plant over top of a gas line or electric line. You know, those can be very shallow. There's shallow utilities and there's deep ones like water and sewer. But the shallow ones are the ones that are really, really important to get located.
Yeah.
Oh, they all are, but yeah.
Yes, in particular. I know it's shallow. I've found it with a shovel before.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all the underlines. If someone comes out to locate them, and then you said that there's the bristles that'll come up, or the flags or paint. Yep. Mm-hmm. Is that for all the underground lines marked?
Not all. No. We all of our membership have given us their information, but some of the lines that are on private property Like for example, if you had a line going out to your garage, a gas line or an electric line that goes out to the facility owner wouldn't know about those, so they wouldn't be able to mark them.
Is there something that you can do as a homeowner? Because I know a lot of people that have done that, like trenched out and put the gas line in or something else like that. What can you do to
Yes.
notify people?
You can hire a private locator, and they will come out and they'll do a sweep of the lot, and they'll be
okay.
able to locate in most cases. So
Oh, okay.
even gas lights on patios and things like that. Of course, those are important not to hit, and everybody would be shallow for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for sure. How far in advance do you have to call?
Generally, 2 working days. That would do it. Now, if you called in late one day or something like that, you may be bumped to a 3rd day. And in most cases, they'll be out there to locate everything, and they'll mark it all and leave a slip in your box there, in your mailbox.
Right.
The homeowner doesn't have to meet with them, and also the homeowner is the only one that could request a locate. They can phone in and say, we would like to do a design and ticket, and so they would come out and do that as well.
Yeah, we actually did it before we owned the house,
Yeah.
and said, and we notified the homeowner and got permission and said, hey, someone might be walking around your property, spray painting your grass and stuff, but
Right, yeah.
they were okay with it, obviously, so we could get it done right away. Now, you guys used to have your tagline as call before you dig,
Right.
and now it's click before you dig. So what is the best way to submit a request?
It is actually the best way is through the website. Yeah, we can process about 5 times the number of locates
Wow.
through the web than we can over the phone. We also have an app nowadays, and
Oh, really?
well, there's an app for everything.
Yeah,
right?
it's an app for
That's
everything.
So yeah, so you can go to either the the Google Store or Apple Store, and click on or search for Dig Info AB, Digfo Alberta,
Okay.
and download that. There's all kinds of information on the Alberta One Call .com website that'll help you with all kinds of to download and all kinds of questions there if you have anything, lots of frequently asked questions, so if you need any information like that.
What's it cost to get you out?
It costs nothing. It's free. It's a free service. It's,
Oh, hey.
Yeah, it's great, and this is one of the reasons that it's value added
Right.
for your realtors. Yeah.
Yeah, and so why realtors? Why this group? What is it about the relevance to them? What's important about realtors?
Well, there are hundreds of damages that occur every year, and we want to eliminate that. Like I say, we can, if you can avoid causing a damage, then it's for everybody's best interest. It saves a lot of money and inconvenience to homeowners, businesses. So yeah, realtors can provide. They talk to a lot of people every day. They provide a very valuable service to homeowners and businesses. So we thought we could reach out to the realtors, and if they get a homeowner can book their locate as they list. Then if a prospective buyer went out and said, well, can I add onto this deck, or can I put a garage in this spot here? You'd know that in advance. You'd know where the utility lines are going to be, and you could see where if it was feasible to put a garage there or do a renovation or anything like that. So that's why we're reaching out to realtors.
Now, I've seen on our RPRs, real property reports, I've seen gas lines being marked, but you don't see all of them. You don't see everything that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the importance of this service is huge. And we talked about one side of it where if you are digging or boring into the ground and you hit a gas or electrical line, you could die. Like, it's actually fatal.
Well, yeah, the gas. Yes, of course. It does. It's a low pressure line in most cases on a residential.
No, Ross,
However,
it's going to kill you.
We need
all right? The importance of it.
well, you could certainly cause a huge fire.
Yeah.
Static electricity can ignite that in no time.
But electrical line, and then also the cost, and like, who's responsible? You bore into the ground and you hit a telecommunications line or something. What happens?
Yeah, well, you'd bear the cost of that. In most cases, you'd be held liable for it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the repairs, and that's not inexpensive, because especially for a gas line, they would, if they can't shut it off right at the source, then they may have to shut down the whole main, and then they would have to go back in and relight all the hot water tanks and things like, and furnaces, things like that.
yeah.
So it's a huge expense.
Yeah, if your clients have any intention of doing any improvements that involve the exterior, going to the ground at all, any type of excavation, it's such an easy, or improvement at the outside, it's a free service, one call,
Yeah,
save yourself the hassle, it doesn't take that long, and you can figure out exactly where things go. So you might even do it with permission of the homeowner a few days before a home inspection. And then now if you're talking about improvement plans, you know that in advance, you guys can walk out there, see all the markings, and have a real conversation, an educated conversation on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be valuable for a buyer, wouldn't it?
Hugely valuable, hugely valuable. Because people always look at properties and think, what's the future potential of it?
Sure.
And you might be limited or have fewer limitations.
Yes.
So Ross, thank you so much for your time, and it's such
Yeah.
an incredible service to have.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the time you guys have offered me.
Awesome. Well, we will wrap it up this week. We have a bit of a funny video. I apologize. There is a couple of questionable words in it now and then, but it's pretty entertaining. Some of you might have seen it on online already and stuff. But I hope you guys have an awesome week. And thank you again to Ross, and thank you again to Jemmy, and Russ.
Yes.
Thank you for stepping in.
Hey, always welcome.
Awesome. We'll see
Always
you.
enjoy.
We'll see you guys next week.